What's up, fight fans? We back with another episode. We had a good fight over the weekend. Shakur Stevenson taking on Oscar Valdez in the lightweight championship bout. We got Shakur Stevenson coming out with the victory. Just like I thought. Pitched a shutout. It was a good fight though. Oscar Valdez probably did the best I've ever seen anyone do against Shakur Stevenson as far as the effort. And landing the most punches in a single round that any fighter has ever landed on Shakur Stevenson. But Shakur Stevenson made it look easy. Once again, he made it look easy. I don't see anybody that's going to be able to hang with that man. The boy got hands. I don't know his ring IQ, his skill set, his cat-like reflexes. That's going to be hard to deal with for any fighter in the lightweight division. And he's growing into himself. He's as far as becoming a man. This ain't a boy anymore. So the time to fight him was way earlier in his career. So everybody that was ducking him definitely gonna have a hard time now. You ducked him when he was young, and now you basically you got your hands full. You should have fought him when he was not so experienced. Now you're gonna. It ain't looking good for you guys in the lightweight division. Just ain't looking good. But yeah, I wanted to talk about, the boos that Shakur Stevenson had to endure before the fight, during the fight, and after the fight. Simply because he's a black fighter. Mexican fans who are just booing fighters because they're black, on some racist stuff, what's going on? What are we doing here? There ain't nothing wrong with having race pride. Everybody got that. But just booing and hating somebody because of their, race, this is no good in boxing. This is how fights aren't getting made. Because you guys are supporting when I say you guys, I'm speaking to Mexican fans, Mexican, fighters not fighting, and Mexican fans supporting their fighters not fighting black champions because of their race. And what does that say about your fans? How much faith do they have in you? Because they should be pushing you to be great. But instead they're telling you, oh no, stay away from him. Why? Just because. Just stay away from him. We don't like black fighters. No. The truth of the matter is, they want you to stay away from him because they feel he can kick your, what time it is. That's all. So, Mexican fighters should really do something about their fans. Straighten them out. Black fans ain't doing that. We're not going to do that. If we boo you, it's because we just don't like something you did. Either you said something foul, racist, you slapped the baby or something, but we ain't going to just hate you because you're European or Asian or Mexican. That's not what it's about. There's nothing wrong with having race pride. Now, if you want to be the best, and what's the point of being a boxer if you're not trying to be the best? That's how you make the most money anyway, if you're after the money. So don't try to give me the paper route, because you can do that and be the best. We got Floyd that showed you that. And a handful of other fighters, that did the same thing, that took that route to be great. The Sugar Ray Leonards. The only thing that has changed is, fighters do get paid more because of, better business mindsets. That's all. Just got better at the business side of things. But the heart is still there to be the best and fight the best. You guys, when I say you guys, I'm speaking to Mexican fans and Mexican fighters, should want to do the same. Understand the difference between race pride and racism. You guys are just being racist, booing the man just because he's black. He gave your fighter respect after the fight. He said your fighter was a great fighter, and he will be a champion again, and you just kept booing. Oscar Valdez gave Shakur Stevenson his respect. This is your champion. He admitted that Shakur Stevenson was the better man that night, the better skilled fighter. What more do you want? Respect the man. And if you ain't gonna, cheer, then just be silent. You don't have to even cheer. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do nothing, but just sit there and listen. But you chose to boo. And brawls breaking out. Come on. We got to do something about this. I'm addressing Mexican fans and fighters for, not, coming together and, just making that whole situation better. Mexican fighters need to do something about their fans. Whether it's taking to Instagram, posting messages, speaking with them whenever you encounter them, whatever. But get a message across to these guys before something stupid happens, because I got a feeling, we're going to see a lot of, violence outside of the ring because of this. And we got to do something about that, because that's going to be something that we could have done something about before something like that happened. So let's do something about that. Mexican fighters, fix your fans. Fix your fans. They out of line. Nothing wrong with having race pride, but racism is pretty much just, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I felt bad for those racist fans booing, because they need to grow up. You just witnessed greatness. Shakur Stevenson is a future great fighter in the boxing game. Your fighter, Oscar Valdez, is a future great fighter in the boxing game. Styles make fights. It's a problem when you guys aren't encouraging your fighter to be great just based off the fight that just based off the fact, I should say, that they don't want, you in the ring with black fighters. You got trainers saying that, they're hard to fight, hard to hit. They're the most difficult fighters. No. What the problem is your fighter can't hit that fighter. Your fighter is the problem. Yeah, we do what we do as they do what they do, I should say, as black fighters. That's their skill set. But even black fighters have certain types of styles. Not all of them fight the same. Right? So even when that's the case, you still aren't fighting them. You got the Charlo twins. Canelo Alvarez is ducking them. You trying to tell me that they're going to be hard to hit? No, they're not. They're going to be right there throwing bombs just like Canelo. But the fact is, you're scared to lose. That's it. That's all. Canelo Alvarez been ducking. Last time he fought a great black fighter was Floyd Mayweather, and we saw what happened. Ever since then, he's been traumatized, it seemed like. And I got respect for Canelo's skills. I'm a keep it real. I think Canelo's a great fighter. When I seen him fight Gigi and Laura, after Laura stepped up there and called him out, I had to respect that man. He got in the ring with him, but that was it. That was it. That was it. Laura was the last one that he fought. I want to see Canelo take on one of the Charlo twins. Let's get it. Be great. Be great. How are you ranking these guys number one when they haven't fought the fights to get that spot? How? You shouldn't be ranked number one after you duck fighters. that don't make you number one. That makes you a good fighter. You could be a great fighter and not be number one. You ducking fighters when people believe that this fighter can beat you. So therefore, you're not number one. You're number one when it's without a doubt you're number one. Like, I don't see anybody that can beat him. Well, we see people that can beat you, Canelo. We see fighters that can beat you. They chasing you. You going up division, they following you. Knocking on your door. Benavidez knocking on your door. Andre knocking on your door. Charlo knocking on your door. And I believe these fighters can beat you. And so does other fans. And you are considered number one? How? And I'm not trying to disrespect or, talk about Canelo, because I got respect for anybody that get in that ring and put their life on the line. But I'm coming as a fan as far as you being ranked number one. Who's doing the ranking around here? Because they need their mind checked. The system is flawed. In my opinion, Spence, Crawford, there's your debate. Who's number one? Pound for pound, there's your debate. That's it, that's all. They're not ducking smoke. But what we just saw over the weekend, I don't like that. I don't want to see that in boxing. Not over race. I figured that this fight we just saw with Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez would be something more like, the Mayweather versus Castillo fight. I thought, Oscar Valdez would make it rough for Shakur Stevenson. He should have watched that fight and took some pointers, in my opinion, and maybe he would have had some, better results. But instead, we got a Mayweather versus Canelo all over again. That's what it looked like. So while Canelo was helping Oscar Valdez, all he did was help him look like he did versus Mayweather against Shakur Stevenson. So you need that. Obviously, it's the training that's making you have these type of results. You get caught up thinking that this is the only way to get the job done. It's to fight like this. I don't know. That's just my opinion as a fight fan. But yeah, overall I was, happy with, the fight for the most part. I'm getting, just a little bit antsy when it comes to waiting for these fights to happen, but we had some good fights leading up to that main event. We got Nico Ali with a first round knockout, Muhammad Ali's grandson. So shout out to him for putting on the show for us. That was dope. But yeah, that second fight before the main event, I don't even remember. But they say he's, trying to take the fast route and become, the next best lightweight champion. But I don't remember that fight. I remember the fight before it, Muhammad Ali's grandson with that first round knockout. And I remember Shakur Stevenson beating Oscar Valdez every round for 12 rounds and retaining his belt and receiving Oscar Valdez's belt in return. That's what I saw, and that's what I remember. With that being said, we got to do something about these fans, because if we don't address this issue, there's going to be major problems outside of the ring. Major problems. We're talking fans not liking fighters because they're black, violence outside of the ring, fans versus fans. I don't want to see nothing like that. Not over race. First of all, I don't want to see it at all, especially not over race. That's just stupid. It's 2022. Let's get it together, people. Let's get it together. Let's support our fighters. Let's have a great night. Let's have a great time. Shake hands at the end of the night, regardless of which way it goes. Let the fighters do the talking for you. Let me say it again. Let the fighters do the talking for you in the ring, because that's where it's all going down anyway. You can say what you want, but your fighter still got to fight. You can't fight for your fighter. You can run your mouth, but you can't fight for your fighter. You're putting pressure, and I'm speaking to Mexican fans again. You're putting so much pressure on your Mexican fighter when they do decide to take on that challenge. Don't you see what you're doing there? They can't act accordingly. Oscar Valdez was slipping all over the place in the first couple of rounds, trying to catch Shakur Stevenson, throwing those right hands. He couldn't get his bearings straight, his focus, because he wanted to, make you guys happy, give you guys a victory so bad. You see where I'm going with this? So turn it down a notch. Simmer down, guys. And just support your fighter. Dare them to be great. Believe in them. Believe they can beat a black fighter. Right? And with that being said, we got more great fights to come. I'm looking forward to this year. This is going to be one of the best years, for boxing in a long time. And I'm looking forward to, all of these fights. So stay tuned. I will be dropping some more content. In the meantime, between time, stay safe. Keep your guard up.